So I'm in. About 3.5 hours after landing, I'm in the hotel or jail. A knock on the door, which means that your food is ready. So you normally get your food delivered 3 times a day, and there it is. There's the breakfast. Ah, the joys of 2 boiled eggs, a bread roll, and an apple juice. So here's my first tip that I'm going to give you. If you're a coffee drinker, bring your own grinds, because otherwise you're going to be stuck with this sort of stuff, and I don't actually even know if they replenish it. So bring your own grinds, and I've carried with me my little portable espresso press. Thing that I didn't give a tip yesterday. My second tip of the day is carry a little sewing kit, because you're going to need a little pair of scissors to cut things with. So when I arrived, they give you one of these test kits that you're supposed to do on the third day. And today's the third day, because technically when you arrive, that's actually day one. So I'm going to go ahead and check out this kit, which is a spit test kit. Got the instructions booklet here and a form that you're supposed to fill out, and that's going to be my third tip to you, is to make sure that you actually bring a pen with you, because there's occasionally quite a lot of forms that you have to fill in, plus you also have to do your daily monitoring, so you've got to fill that in as well with your temperature. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this test, and I'm not going to actually show you me doing the test because I have to spit in the jar. Test done, form filled in, and I'm going to go ahead and leave this outside my door, and my breakfast should actually be outside waiting for me as well. So after 4 days, I finally get a piece of fruit, an apple, for my breakfast. Being a huge fruit eater, this is actually quite exciting for me. Today's breakfast day is not too bad. Scrambled eggs, sausage, and a little roll, which leads me to my fourth tip for quarantine lockdown. Is I've actually brought with me, I've got some multivitamins in here, and these are just some propolis capsules, which is just good for general health. So bring some vitamins with you, because you're not getting a lot of fruit. I'm only getting this apple after 4 days. Well, lunch arrived. I think this is kind of like a spaghetti bolognese, just without the spaghetti and with rice. You know, I've been really refraining from ordering food from outside. Well, at least I wanted to survive 1 week before I had to order external food. But this is pushing the boundaries. So before I left for my quarantine trip, my wonderful girlfriend over here gave me 3 presents to open for every week that I'm in quarantine. So today is the first one that I get to open.
Are you ready or not that you can't use this, babe?
Why can't I use it? You know what?
Bring it back.
Whoa! Whoa!
It's not
Sneakers! I'm going to be wearing these in quarantine hotel. I'll wear it when I'm out. How about that? So, my tip of the day is get yourself a wonderful partner. How about that? So I just got a call from the health department to remind me that my COVID testing is tomorrow. So I asked them, well, what time? Because I need to make sure that I'm back in the room. They did not appreciate that. So my tip for today is don't joke with the health department. Just had a knock on the door. So today is the first of my 3 nasal and deep throat tests. today being the 7th day. So I'm just going to wheel the chair over there so I can sit down when they give me my test. Hello, Andrew Chan.
Okay. Nhưng mà là sập hốt.
Chấm được gặp này.
Có một mình hả? Cưng thơm ấu.
Ok.
Dạ. Em mua là sập hả?
Có chấm được cho mình.
Hỏi xíu xíu.
Rồi đó này.
Đầu tiên hả? Đầu tiên hả? Dạ, được. Không có bạn hả? Good. Okay, very good. Nó thấy hậu sao đó.
So just watching the Rugby League State of Origin Game 3, which leads me to my tip of the day, which is actually to bring a HDMI cable with you and then to connect it to your laptop, because I was able to watch the Wimbledon finals over the weekend. Also got my Netflix on here as well, so all that connected, and I can watch it on a flat screen. Because I have wonderful friends in the hospitality industry, I've just had my meals upgraded to a VIP set. So let's see what my VIP breakfast entails. Looks like it comes with coffee. Hey, Chinese noodles and congee. Oh, got tea as well. And my juice. It's been exactly a week now since I've started my 21 days hotel quarantine here in Hong Kong. It's actually gone pretty fast, and I think most people have sort of asked whether I have been bored or whether I get bored, and I honestly haven't. And I think having experienced 2 lockdowns in the last 18 months when I was in Singapore, and just establishing a routine working from home has certainly helped. And I think that's probably going to be my tip, is to make sure that you maintain your schedule and maintain a routine. So from what time you wake up in the morning to what time you have your meals, what time you sit down and do your work, and when you do your workouts in the evening. And I think what you do feel is the natural urge to want to go outside, and what you do miss obviously is the sunlight and the fresh air. But if you maintain a routine, you'll find that it helps a lot, and I'm hoping that for the next 14 days, whilst I'm still here, that will still continue to help. So one good thing about, I guess, a quarantine stay, and this will be my tip, is to catch up with old friends. And so I just had a lovely catch-up session here with my friend John, who I haven't seen since probably 2004, 2005, whilst we keep on updating each other on, social media and stuff, but we haven't had a proper catch-up since then. So there you go, use this time to catch up with old friends. So besides food, nothing is allowed in or out of your hotel, so you can't send anything out, and that includes laundry. Now, not that I'm actually wearing a lot of clothes whilst I'm in quarantine, but I have been wearing shorts, and here's my tip to you, for the guys anyway: bring board shorts or bring swimming trunks with you, because they are really easy to wash, and they're going to be really easy to dry as well. Day 11, I'm over the halfway mark now on my 21 days quarantine. So let's talk about fitness. And my tip for you, if you're going to be stuck in a hotel for 21 days, you're obviously not going to be getting your steps in a hotel room. You're not going to be elevating your heart rate a lot either. So whatever exercises you're going to be doing is probably going to be cardio related, so that you can get your heart rate up. I like to mix it up with a little bit of my own body weight strength training. So check out what I've sort of been doing on a daily basis. So week 2, and I get to open the second of my third present today from my lovely girlfriend over here. So here we go. You said 2 more weeks, but it's not. Well, it's
Is it not?
well, it's technically like 11 more days. No, 9 more days. Yay, shorts! The only thing I'm actually wearing whilst I'm in quarantine. Shorts. Day 12, and I've just had a knock on the door, which means it's time for the second of my third swab test whilst I'm in quarantine. Here's a quick tip. Have your passport or ID handy, because that's the first thing that they're going to check. It's something that I normally put in a safe whenever I'm in a hotel, but really no one's coming into your room, so...
睇少少好埋個心嘅，咪可以擘大口，嗌出聲。到個鼻嗰度用個口呼氣。伏你那邊，放鬆下眼尾先，少少濕嘅。好，去三個口罩先唔該你。
It's a pretty quick process, but that one actually hurt a little bit today. I think she probably poked a little bit too far in. Being in quarantine means there's no housekeeping, but it also doesn't mean that you should live like a grot. So today I'm changing my bed sheets. So here's another tip if you're going to be quarantining. You're going to be stuck indoors, no fresh air, and the air conditioning is going to be on for 24 hours, and in my case for 21 days. So I actually took with me my diffuser. So during the day I'll put some essential oil in so that the room smells nice. But in the evening I'll just actually let it run with water so that it actually just adds moisture to the air. So I don't feel so dry when I wake up. So in the first week of quarantine, I was on the standard meal plan, which was okay, and I actually didn't mind it. But I was very fortunate to have had my meals upgraded to the deluxe or VIP meal plan. And I've got to say the difference is huge. You know, you're getting more fruit, you're getting more vegetables, I'm getting salads. Last night I even had fries, which I've been craving, and you even get desserts, for your dinners as well. Now I didn't know that was a thing to have your food upgraded. So my tip to you, if you're doing your 21 days quarantine, is to at least look at upgrading your food, because you're getting a lot more variety. It's a lot more balanced from a diet point of view, and it'll just make your stay more enjoyable. So 2 weeks down, and I'm in the home stretch now. I only have 1 week to go. This second week I thought has gone even quicker than the first. This is my little coffee spot in the morning. I get about an hour of sunlight that sort of comes through this spot every day. So obviously misty outside. I've got 1 more COVID test to go next week. And if that comes back negative, then this time next week I should be outside. My environmentally friendly friends, you may want to look away, but I just want to share with you, this is how much plastic is actually used for each and every meal. So that's 3 meals a day. This is all the plastic that's used, not to mention anything that comes into your room. So if you're asking for towels, bottled water, soap, shampoo, conditioner, it all comes in plastic. So it's quite a lot of plastic that's used throughout your quarantine stay. So if you are green, I would recommend bringing your own cutlery, which I didn't do, but I'm not even sure if you're allowed to hand back the plastic cutlery if you don't use them. But bring your own cutlery. I was very fortunate to have my room changed, so I now face the airport runway. Although in the week or so that I've been here, I've really only seen about half a dozen planes land. and in what is one of the busiest airports in the world. That's quite astonishing. But it's still super great to see the planes land here. One of my very first jobs was actually working at the airport, and I grew up near the airport as well, so there's no better pastime for me. So I accidentally burnt my hand on boiling water while I was making coffee. Um, it's not too serious, I mean it's just a bit painful, but it just got me thinking that I didn't actually pack a medical kit, and it's probably a good tip if you're going to be doing a 21 days quarantine, is to maybe pack a little medical kit with you. Now I'm sure I could actually just call the hotel and they'll give me something, or if anything serious they'd be able to help, but it really wasn't too bad, so I didn't really bother with that. So I'm just running it over cold water for a bit, and I'm sure I'll be fine after a while. Just had a knock on the door, and a little surprise was left waiting outside for me from the Marco Polo Hotel in Hong Kong. I think I know who this is from. Very kind of you, Mr. Singh. Very kind of you. The hotel general manager of the Marco Polo Hong Kong. Let's see what's inside here. Whoa! A little high tea set, and I've literally just sat down and made myself a cup of tea too. Perfect. Did you know juggling actually has many health benefits? It's a good cardio workout, it's good for brain development, it's good hand-eye coordination, and it actually keeps you calm. So my tip for you in quarantine is reconnect with those skills and maybe learn new ones. My neighbours probably hate me, but I blast my music every day and I'll just groove to it. Because like dancing is a great cardio workout, and it's also good for the soul and keeping your spirits up. And as you can see here, 90s hip hop is my jam. So my tip to you is dance like no one is watching, because really no one is, and play that funky music. My last week of quarantine after 21 days, and this is the third of my final 3 presents that I get to open today, thanks to my lovely girlfriend over here on the big screen. So are you waving? Ooh, I like my sunglasses.
Yeah, but you have too many, so I'm not.
Never have too many sunglasses.
Oh, I don't know if you have champagne color.
I don't have champagne color actually. In preparation of me being released, my tip, whilst you can't always have presents to open, I would say that my tip would be at least break down your quarantine trip. Have little goals, have little things to, I guess, occupy your mind with. Break it down into little chunks, into 3 weeks chunks, and you'll find that it will go a lot quicker. Certainly has for me, with thanks to Karen over here, little presents that I get to open. Yeah, there you go. So that was my third and final COVID test. So once I get my results back, hopefully negative, then I will be released this Thursday. But I guess as a final note, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all the healthcare workers that's doing a tremendous job out there. These guys work pretty tirelessly every day, testing all of us returnees, quarantiners. So huge thank you to the healthcare workers. Got my COVID results back, and it's a negative, which means I'm down to my final 2 nights in quarantine, which leads me to my second last tip, which is to bring your own toiletries with you. I know the ladies probably all do anyway, but we guys tend to always sort of forget. At least bring your own shampoo. I've got my Molten Brown shampoo over here, because otherwise you're going to be stuck with the stock stuff that is supposed to be for your body and your hair, like a two-in-one kind of thing, and I never know how that works. So bring your own toiletries, at least your own shampoo. I normally bring my own soap and my own toothpaste as well. So yeah, bring your own toiletries. So it's the final night of my 21 days hotel quarantine here in Hong Kong. If you've been following my stories, thank you for watching the videos, and I hope you've enjoyed some of the tips that I've given along the way. I certainly enjoyed making the videos, and it's made my time go a lot quicker. And I guess my final tip that I'd like to give is that you really can't come into it with any sort of negativity and a negative mindset. And I know that's going to be easier said than done, because most of the media coverage and anything that you sort of read online is horror stories and people climbing down balconies just to escape confinement, or the horrible food that they're getting whilst they're in quarantine. And whilst some of that may be true, it's not going to help your days go any quicker. I guess I'm also grateful that I didn't travel under any sort of duress, and I know most people are traveling during COVID because of tragedies, and that may be more of a challenge to reframe your mindset if that's the case. So I'm grateful that that wasn't the case for me, and I chose to travel. But all I can say is what's helped me is just reframing this experience to a positive experience, and really sort of embrace it. I'm grateful that I got to travel and experience what it's like during COVID, and to experience what being locked in a hotel for 21 days is like. Just having my final quarantine breakfast. Bit of congee and noodles. As you can see, I'm all packed. Although I never actually unpacked, so it's pretty easy. 21 days, I finally have clothes on. And I'm outside. Doors closed. So this is it. The moment I step outside, landed here 21 days ago at about this time. And in what would normally be a 4-hour flight, and then I'm normally at home within an hour, has taken 21 days.